Welcome to week 7. Well, a recap of week 7. We just finished week 7. We're on to week 8 now. And in week 7, we left off. I think I was making a beef stew. So how did that go? Well, the beef stew, it was fine. Happy the wife didn't think it had much flavor, which, I can see her point. It was very diluted because of all the chicken stock that was in the 4 cups of chicken stock might have been a little too much, or I just didn't put enough of the flavoring inside. So it wasn't very flavorful, but it was still edible. It was still very good. It wasn't terrible. The other thing we had going was the eggplant parmesan. So now I've made an eggplant parmesan. You can see it on a live feed. I believe it live on my channel. I don't remember if it was using goat cheese or not, but my new one had goat cheese. But I know the original recipe I have for it is a little, how shall we say, it's a little calorie intense. So I asked AI, can you give me a less calorie intense version, or one that would fit the diet basically? And AI said, sure, we can do that. And the AI proceeded to give us a nice, beautiful recipe that worked. I think it worked well. I think that's a little too big. This is for the green bean casserole. Oh, take out that. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. Green bean casserole. Picking off the ends and peeling the string out if I need to, and a little too big. So I think this is a good size right there. Anyway, so yeah, the eggplant parmesan, I could tell it was on the lighter side. It wasn't as rich in flavor. It didn't have all the goat cheese. I mean, it like took the goat cheese amount that I usually use. Probably put it in half approximately. So that was about how that part went. And then it said, oh, you know what? To make your goat cheese work well in this dish, why don't you add some cream cheese as well? Because goat cheese, is hard, well, maybe you don't know, but it's not a very soft cheese. Ricotta is very soft, easy to spread, easy to mix. Goat cheese is not that way. Oops. Oh, silly me. Silly, silly, silly me. The ends don't go in here. I just gotta think a little bit about what I'm doing here. So it was good, but I could also tell it wasn't fully, the full-on heavy version of which, good or bad, but it still had the flavor, in parts you can still taste the goat cheese, you can still taste the wonderfulness of it. So it wasn't bad. It certainly wasn't bad. We added some eggplant, we added some mushrooms and spinach, which I didn't do before, which lightened up a bit. So I'm going to hand off the beans to Happy Healthy Wife so she can finish prepping those, but you see how they were getting prepped. It's going to be for a wonderful green bean casserole. Now, what we don't use the one that you like to see in the, with just the soup, the mushroom soup. We still have the onions, the crispy onions on it, yeah. Crispy onions, certainly, but we don't do the soup, and we don't use. And the recipe that I originally had was a half and half. They use half and half, or actually it's whole cream. So instead, again, I asked AI, make this fit into our diet better. And what they do, they revise it so they had less bacon. So the bacon was supposed to be half a pound. They made it 4 slices. That's about 4 slices, about 4 ounces. About an ounce a slice. So we're gonna have about half as much bacon to it. We're gonna have half as much. Same amount of less fat from not the whole milk, the whipping cream. Instead, we're going to use milk. And I don't use real milk, I use powdered milk, because if I buy whole milk or regular milk, it just spoils. So we don't use that. So we're going to use that. That's the lighter version. We asked AI how to give a lighter version. So it was really nice. Gave me a nice lighter version that I can use. One thing, you might have heard my phone do a little tick-tick, little noise there. It's telling me that the tomahawk, actually, it's not telling the tomahawk. Yeah, it is. That's what it's doing. The tomahawk is going to take another, hour 45 minutes. I'm going to have to heat up the oven a little bit more in a little bit. But, so that's the other thing. So we got the tomahawk in the oven going. Not going to show you my prepping the tomahawk. Why? Because, it has to cook for a long time. And not anything else is going to cook that long. And it's a little late in the day. Have a nice late lunch, early dinner. Hopefully early dinner. I'm aiming for 4 o'clock, and that's my goal. So we'll see if that's what's going to happen. But that is where we are. So yeah, so we got the lunch menu going, the dinner lunch menu going for Mother's Day. A nice tomahawk. You can see the lobster sitting there. And again, so I asked, I asked Claude, hey Claude, these are some recipes I like. I just upload the recipe, a PDF version of my recipe, because I can do that, because I have it in a program called Cozy. Cozy lets me to print. My laptop will print the PDF. So I print it to PDF. The one I do after I print PDF, I upload it to, what's his name? I upload it to Claude, and Claude said, all right, I see what you got going. I see that recipe you got. Let me modify the recipe to make it a nicer one for you to enjoy with your diet. And Claude also says we were doing Mother's Day, and says, oh, that's a good idea. Tomahawk and lobster. Claude said, yeah, that's a nice idea. And it said, you know what? It's okay to eat a little more. It's okay to eat a little more today. So we're going to eat a little more. But, the difference is I'm not going to have lunch and dinner. Not yesterday's leftovers for lunch because, well, it was quite a bit. So right now I'm also preparing the green bean casserole. The other thing we're preparing here is the cauliflower. And I might recall earlier I did a cauliflower replacement for mashed potatoes. Cauliflower, garlic, cream cauliflower. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time, I think one of the things that was wrong last time is that the cauliflower wasn't really soft enough. So we're going to put it longer in the steamer and put it nice. Wasn't really satisfied. But, so that's what we're working on right now to get the cauliflower ready. It's going to steam it, and then we put it into a blender and mash it up as much as we can. Cauliflower mash with garlic. And it'll be good. It'll be good. Just getting that ready to steam. Let's see. So the other thing. So things good from the week that we had. So last week, week 6, we had protein smoothies. I really actually started to enjoy these protein smoothies that the recipe guide had. It had protein smoothies with banana and peanut butter. With protein powder, of course. Banana and peanut butter, like, wow, that's actually pretty good. Banana plus peanut butter. Never had a smoothie like that before. The other thing we're also doing for breakfast is the protein shakes and the overnight oats. We're still enjoying those, so I asked for like maybe once a week. And so Claude said, all right, we'll keep putting it in for you because you guys like that one. Overnight oats is really good. The other thing we have for breakfast is jianbingguozi. So it's like a fried dough. Well, it was fried. We buy it frozen, so we just heat it up in the oven. So it was fried, but then in the oven. So it's not that bad for you. Still has some calorie from the oil that they used to fry it before we get it. So we got that. We put that inside an egg crepe. 100% egg. We didn't do the authentic version using the green beans because we don't have the green bean powder that they would use in China. So we did instead put it in there and then added the fried kriller or the youtiao and added the sauce, bean sauce plus hot sauce plus some green onion, and it was good. It was a very good breakfast. I really like jianbingguozi myself, so it was nice to have one here and not having to go to China because it's not an easy dish to find in America. It's mostly one you find in China as for breakfast, so it was actually really good. So the other good things we had during the week. Oh, one thing we really like. This is the third time I've done baked salmon. As happy with the wife said, she really likes how I do in the oven temperature, the oven setting. But wasn't really pleased with the way I had seasoned it the last 2 times because Claude asked me to do a teriyaki version. I'm not very fond of teriyaki salmon either. Claude also asked me to do a black bean sauce version, more like Chinese style. Wasn't going over very well with that one either. Not my favorite thing. So this time Claude said, all right, let's go with the dill. And let's go with some garlic, and or maybe I just looked it up. I think Claude did the same thing. Some lemon, squeeze some lemon on top, added some garlic, added some garlic powder, added some salt, added some dill. A nice little bit of dill, maybe some pepper too. Can't remember if I had some pepper or not. Put it all in there, baked it just like before. Loved it. Actually, it's probably the best one of the ones I've done before. So it was a really good salmon that night. enjoyed that salmon. And then the other things that were good, it's really good. Well, the other thing we do is mapo tofu. So it's just tofu with, it's a very soft tofu with ground pork and in a sauce, a little hot sauce. So we're using one of the hot sauces that we use very commonly, a Chinese hot sauce. I showed it to you before. It's a very famous one. You can actually even get it into American stores. I have seen it sometimes. Let's see. I can't remember. It ends in ma. What was it? I can't remember. That's okay. I had one of the other videos. You can look that one up. Let's see. So we added that to the mapo tofu, and we do like that. We don't do the Sichuan peppercorns, which have the numbing flavor, so we don't do that for the dish. But otherwise, it's good. It's tofu rich, so we like that part of it. That's another thing we got going. So we talked about the eggplant parmesan. What we have not liked. So, we did quinoa a couple of times ago. The other side, it's been asked for. We just always have to do our rice mixture for it. I have a video on that too. Our rice mixture that we use, it's a version of, that's a whole bunch of grains, a multi-grain rice instead of an actual just not straight brown rice, but a whole bunch of grains. So we did that instead. But you decided, all right, let's try some quinoa because it's supposed to be good for you. It's supposed to be health food. So we tried it, and I've tried quinoa plain. I wasn't so happy. The spice added to it didn't really help either. It wasn't that great. And what did we do next? This time, we tried a quinoa tabula. Quinoa tabula, and wasn't really fond of that either. I preferred it to straight quinoa because it added some tomatoes, some cucumbers, some lemon juice for extra flavoring, some garlic as well. So it did add some freshness to it, but still wasn't worthy, wasn't better than regular brown rice. Another thing we talked about that beef stew, didn't like that. What's coming in the future, so you can see right now we're just getting ready for our Mother's Day meal, preparing that for us. A couple of things I have coming up. Some things I'm telling Claude, you know what, Claude? I like a good pizza. A pizza with a wheat pita base. Give me a recipe that would fit our diet plan. So I did. It added, said, okay, let's give you some mushrooms, give you some spinach on that pizza. Let's give you some, mozzarella for, the protein part. So I said, all right, sounds good. Can you add some meat to it as well? And so I said, okay, we can do, here's your options. You can do, they gave me chicken. I think it was turkey pepperoni. I'm like, turkey pepperoni is hard to find. So I just went with, show me how to, put in the grilled chicken in there. So I portioned up a grilled chicken version. So that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing what that's going to be like. And the other thing I've asked this coming week, I'm going to see, I'm looking forward to, is the red simmered chicken wings. So again, this is something else. I asked Claude, our AI, for some tips and things we can do. How can we do red simmered? And it says, oh, red simmered works well. These flavors work really good. It works good for your Chinese theme. And one thing it had for it was, and I asked it, okay, so how many chicken wings do I need? And it said, oh, guess what? You can have, I think I was getting 5. Oh no, I might have gotten 7. Happy Alpha was getting 5 chicken wings. Like, oh, look at that. Wow, that's a lot. Then I said, oh, wait a minute. Okay, Claude, what if we left the skin on the chicken wings? How many do I get then? I said, oh, if you're going to do that, then Happy the wife only gets 3 wings and you get 5. And that's it. So you can see Claude is really helping in terms of calories. Instead of having to look up and calculate all these things myself, AI is doing a good job of telling me how many calories things are going to be, fit it into our meal plan, giving us the right portions for both lunch and dinner, set up the calories for us. So it's doing a lot of the brain power that I don't need to do anymore, which is actually a really nice thing. So I am very glad Claude is doing well. Oh, the weight-wise, where am I weight? I think about the same as last week. I can't remember the exact poundage, but right now, I poundage just weighed recently was about 255. So it comes down to what I call Hawaii weight. Because when we were in Hawaii, this is about my weight when I was in Hawaii. So what happened was we were going to this place, a bike riding trip through the Jurassic Park area. But in order to do so, I was supposed to be only 250. Now on good days, I was 250. Or I was on 250 without any stuff, without anything on it. So I was about that, and then I would, if I had gear on, I was a little more. So when they weighed me in, it was like, sir, you're more than 250. But he let it slide, so I got to go on the Jurassic Park thing anyway. One other thing I've noticed that's really helpful, it's been really helpful for this trip, through AI eating, one thing that's really helped as I've been portioning food and giving portions to it is that it's really given Happy Healthy Wife and myself a better sense of how much we should eat. Now that's the key, because growing up in my own household, I had a grandpa, influenced my mom of course. Grandpa said, take all you want, but eat all you take. Sort of like people that were poor mentality. He didn't want to ever have his kids go hungry at the dinner table. Always want to have enough food for them to eat. And that's partly, I think, where the fallacy comes in for current Americans, because there's such an abundance of food right now that we don't really know when to stop eating. Because our bodies aren't tuned into stopping any specific place. Their bodies are like, I gotta eat enough because I don't know when my next meal is gonna be. So our bodies sit there and want to eat, and so then we just, and there's enough food, especially restaurant portions in America. You get those big, huge restaurant portions, and you're sitting at the computer all day or doing some kind of job like that, and so you don't know exactly how much you should eat, and that's the problem. Because we eat all you, take all you want, eat all you take. Might have been good for my mom when she was growing up. She grew up when she was a lot thinner. She's grown up, got heavier later. But for me, it loses that idea of, well, how much should I eat? There's all these balance practices, like how many calories you're supposed to eat, but who's actually counting calories? Well, Jenny and Craig started doing the counting calorie thing, and now we're counting calories too by using the AI. Actually, we're not counting the calories, we're letting AI count them for us, which has been really helpful. I guess to fit right size. And why do I want to mention this? Well, because recently we went to a restaurant. And we've been to this restaurant before. Nice burritos. We love their burritos. And so I was eating my burrito. I'm like, I could have probably eaten the whole burrito. But, I stopped about halfway through. So I'm like, you know what? This is really more than I need. I don't need this much burrito. Even though it tasted good and I was enjoying it. I'm like, I can stop here and save the rest for later. Or save the rest, and the Happy Healthy daughter was happy to eat it because she likes their burritos too. So, so now I know. Oh, why was she eating it? Because she wasn't there with us at the time. So now I have a better inkling of when to stop eating. And less often, maybe, I can overeat. Now, I will tell you one thing. If you're on a calorie deficit diet, and that's the way you're going to lose weight, calorie deficit, you're eating less calories than you're using during the day, you are going to be hungry. There is no way around it. At some point during the day, most likely, you'll be hungry. There are some days that I feel more hungry than others, and it has nothing to do with the food we're eating, necessarily. There was one night we had a sheet pan dinner. It was steak, it was chicken, and a whole lot of vegetables. It was a lot of food on that plate. But you know what? It didn't really make me feel like that full feeling that, I've felt before. So even though I had a lot of beef, had a lot of chicken, I really felt like I could, my stomach said, no, you're still hungry. You need to eat more. I was like, I ate the portion they gave me. I ate as much as I was supposed to. These vegetables aren't really filling me up. My son was saying, no, these vegetables aren't what you want. No, this is not filling enough for you. So that was a little bit of an issue. And the other thing about the sheet pan dinner, didn't mention earlier, but wasn't really one of our favorites. No. I mean, the meat tastes good. The veggies had no flavor. So that's something I got to fix. Some of the dishes that we make, I got to work on getting the seasoning right. Because, that's the thing about this new diet. It's making sure your seasoning is good. Well, I'm doing a horrible job in this lobster. Usually, you don't have the shell involved at all. It's just a quick and easy opening. Take the meat out. For some reason, the shell is not cooperating like it usually does. Let me take out the lobster so you can see how to set up the lobster. There it is. For a broil that's going to happen. Oh, and this is where the butter is going to come into. So this is going to be a little more calorific meal for us, but you know, it's okay. Special occasion. This is our only meal. Well, it's our second of the day. We had a breakfast, a late breakfast. Now we're having a dinner in between lunch and dinner, and that'll be it for today. So we made it work. We were making this work. So anyway, for all of you, I know this is not Mother's Day for you, but it is for us, so happy Mother's Day. And if you're ever having Mother's Day, one of the reasons why we're not going out to eat, not because of the diet. No, we've gone out to eat on this diet. The diet is not the reason. The reason is the restaurants are just way too crowded. And if you have a person at home, maybe that's you, who likes to cook and enjoys cooking, maybe it's your partner, then, you know, it's much better to actually buy the food, it'll be cheaper for you, and cook it at home and avoid all that huge rush and that huge crowds at the restaurant. And we even tried going at 3:30 to a restaurant, and boy, was it still crowded. We could not avoid the crowds trying to eat on Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to you. Take the advice from one chef to another. If you are a person who likes to cook, cook for your mom. Don't go out to a restaurant and make them wait an hour just to get a table. We're not eating. Find a way to cook for your mom. All right? And so that's going to take care of the update for this episode. Wait for next week when I will share about how did the pizza go. I'll share about how did our, what was the other thing we're doing? Oh, how did our chicken wings go? Red simmered. We love red simmered food. So red simmered hong xiao. For those of you who know the Chinese, hong xiao. It's going to be hong xiao ji. So that's what we're going to have, and it'll be good. So I'll be glad to finish. I'll be finishing this up, and we'll see you in the next one.